Food. Nourishment, comfort, fuel, whatever you call it, we all need it. Fort Collins has a rich agricultural history stemming back to the mid-1800s, enabled by westward expansion and advanced irrigation techniques. Colorado Ag College, now Colorado State University, was established in 1870, and the northern Colorado region has been a major supplier of agricultural products, including sugar beets, wheat, corn, and livestock, historically. In the last century, agricultural production in the United States has moved from small family businesses to large-scale industrialized systems. In the last several years, we have seen a concentrated movement back to a localized system of small producers with major impacts on food value chains, natural resource management, and public health. A food system is the path that our food travels to us from farm to fork. It includes growing, processing, transporting, marketing, and consumption. Taking a collaborative approach to food system innovation and investment is a new paradigm for small businesses, as well as institutions, municipalities, and residents. Local food systems have economic, environmental, and social impacts, and encourage sustainable growing practices that create a natural connection between the farmer and the community. This is the path from farm to fork.
Local food to me is not only knowing where we're sourcing from, but it also involves having a great, very genuine, mutually beneficial relationship with those purveyors, ranchers, farmers.
Local food to me is community, without a doubt.
Local food is important to me because I think it's the heart of true freedom, true health, and all things that make this country great.
Local food is important because it didn't travel 1,000 miles.
I think everybody knows with the scarcity of water and land, anything we can do to be getting the most food value out of those land acres and water acres that we can is going to be better for us in the very long run.
When I think about local food, there's no other topic that really brings to mind for me what we mean when we say triple bottom line, because it really captures how economics, environment, and social values all come together really around the same table. So for me, I think local food's a really exciting space to make our community more resilient, more sustainable, and to really restore our relationship with the land and each other.
So the city has supported local food for a long time actually here in northern Colorado and in Fort Collins in particular, going back to support of Be Local when it was a nonprofit entity in town. We've supported now for, I think, going on 4 or 5 years, the winter farmers markets that take place in the Opera Galleria here in Old Town. We've also provided some of the initial funding for the local food cluster to get started through our industry cluster competitive grant process. So an industry cluster is basically a concentration of businesses that happen to be in the same industry. So they're working for the same purpose. That could be everything from companies working to improve water efficiency, water quality, to companies looking to try to create a local food system. Well, one of the key benefits of encouraging industry clusters within a community is economic diversification. It allows for your economy not to be dependent upon any one company or any one industry. It's also a great way to engage stakeholders within those industries into the process of maturing the industry as well as growing the industry.
I think a community that's really driven to be sustainable and to support their local food shed is what's going to help us really transform our system.
We're seeing a number of innovations in the local food space, everything from cooperative land acquisition in order to be able to facilitate smaller farmers getting started up, to the project Jessup Farms, where it's really encouraging farm-to-table restaurants and bringing a lot of local artisans together to use the food that's being produced locally.
Being able to have a 1/4 acre in our backyard far exceeded any expectations. I mean, you can't get any fresher or local than that. And the education piece for our staff is huge. But I really love knowing the stories behind where we get our food and being able to share that with our staff, and then it goes directly to the community. Yeah, to be able to have a restaurant that helps keep business in Fort Collins as well as have the opportunity to grow in our backyard is absolutely amazing for us.
What I really like about Jessup Farms is that it enhances the idea of the local food system by also bringing this idea of craftsmanship to bear on it as well. And that's what you see happening with both the restaurant, the bakery, and the brewery.
Everyone has to eat and the amount of miles that our food travels is very high currently in this country. So our goal is to provide as much food as we can locally, which is raised locally and sold locally to local people.
If you're putting money back into the community, you're helping the community grow. And it's important to see those farmers grow and succeed as your business grows and succeeds. And you're providing the community with a high quality product that someone grew in the soil here in town, which is pretty incredible. So having that connection from the farm to fork is really incredible, beautiful thing to have happen.
And when you buy it locally, you're getting it at its most critical point of nutrition. The animals that provide the food are being treated well and managed properly. They're part of an ecosystem, so they're helping to restore soil and restore land. Whereas in a factory farm, you're just bringing in a bunch of inputs and shipping them out. At the end of the day, those dollars go to pay for someone's child's education or to keep their mortgage paid.
Really, one of my top priorities as CSO is to actualize the integration of our 3 departments. We are so unique in that we have this sustainability services area that has economic health, social sustainability, and environmental services. And I think that food presents a really unique opportunity for us to fully integrate. So looking at the economic health strategic plan of Grow Your Own, this is about creating green jobs, a really vibrant local economy, the next generation of farmers through local food, and then overlapping that with a lot of the social justice issues that social sustainability is looking at. How do we make sure that we prevent food deserts? And that's really kind of dispersing that local economy and making sure all families have access to healthy food. And then on top of that, all of these departments are involved in the Climate Action Plan. The more we grow local food, the less of a carbon footprint we have in terms of importing our food from other places. And as we know too from Nature in the City, urban farms are some of the most biodiverse places in our city. And so for me, I think that priority-wise, if I want to really make sure we integrate these departments, food is going to be the space that we can do it.